Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Guys, I encourage you to go into my playlist. If you click on the playlist tab, you're going to see videos that I've categorized in there. And then, of course, you can always just watch my videos as they are uploaded. Thank you all for just taking the time to listen to my channel, to listen to my videos, and your feedback. Those of you who email me, I'm thankful to each and every one of you. You are free to share my videos on your platforms. You are free to caveat, meaning to piggyback and just continue on if this message or any of the messages that I share with you spark something within you, or maybe something the Lord has given you to speak on. Hey guys, it's like, you know what? I've done my lap of the relay and I hand the baton to you and you keep going. And so feel free to just piggyback and set the word out there, send it out and speak on it. And that's what we do, guys. Iron sharpens iron. It's not a competition. It's not my word versus your word. It's let's get this word out there because we want souls to be saved. And sometimes I found a lot of times people would really think you're trying to copy them and they'll get mad. You stole my word. Well, was it your word to begin with? No, God gives us things to talk about and it comes from God. And we have to realize the Lord is speaking to us. The Lord is speaking to us. And a lot of times he's saying the same thing to each and every one of us. And remember, as the Lord and I was getting very close, and by that I mean I was getting closer to the Lord, the first time I'm realizing that that I can really be close to God as far as praying and spending time with Him. And man, it was like an awesome experience. I've been fasting and everything. And I mean, I was just experiencing the whole, it was an awesome time. And so the Lord was speaking some things to me and I was journaling everything. And I remember going to a channel. I didn't know this person at all. I went to a channel and they were talking about the same thing I was talking about. And I felt some type of way. I felt like jealous. It was so crazy. I felt jealous. I was like, Lord, I thought it was me and you. I felt really some type of way. Not jealous of my sister in any way, but I thought like, Lord, well, I thought this was just me and you. You telling her that too? And it was so strange. And I felt like disappointed. That would have been it. I felt like a jealousy, disappointment. And it again, because I know some people, they just be on here for tea and drama. I was not jealous of my sister herself or, my brother. I love to see my brothers and sisters in the Lord sharing. But when you've been in this secret place with the Lord and you feel like it's just you and Him, and then you hear somebody saying the same thing, and I just had like a little twinge, of like, oh, God, I thought it was just me and you talking about this, So it was weird at first, but I was jealous of, like, I thought it was just me and him talking about this together. So when I heard somebody else saying, oh, the Lord told me this and I felt this, I was like, so anywho, it was so funny because the Lord is so kind and He's so gentle. And that's how He explained to me. He's like, you are all my children. You're all my children. And while there are things that will just be only for you, when it comes to my message and my word and getting it out to souls, there are things that I speak to you all collectively, because this person in that part of the world needs to hear this so that she can spread it to those on that part of the world. This brother on this side of the world needs to hear this so he can spread it within his community and around his people and that side of the world, you see, or that side of the country. So we've got to realize the difference. And then, guys, there are things that God will speak to you that pertains to you for just you and Him. But guys, when it comes to the gospel and getting the word out there, the Lord is speaking it and He's downloading it on those of us who are willing to hear and willing to get out there and do the work. So with that said, yeah, that kind of helped me. So I didn't feel that way anymore. But it was a strange feeling, man. It was a strange feeling to feel that way. I was like, no, Lord, you just told me that. I thought it was just me and you. So I want to talk with you all today about something. And so yeah, with that said, guys, feel free to caveat and to share on what I give to on my channel and things, because I realize it's not that anyone is copying off of anyone, and we don't need to be feeling like, God, I thought you just told me that. We've got to spread the gospel. We've got to spread the word and the revelation that he gives to us. All right. So again, let me get to this. So it's your birthday. They know it's your birthday. They just don't want to say nothing. They know it's your birthday. It's your birthday. They know it's your birthday, but they choose not to say anything. They don't want to say anything. They're going to act like they forgot. They act like they don't realize it's your birthday. They're going to act like it's not a big deal. Why? Now, first of all, this is a figure of speech. It's your birthday, and they know it. They just don't want to say anything. This, some of you may not celebrate your birthday anymore, and some of you don't believe in it. But entertain me for a second. A lot of times with birthdays, it's a time of year that people that knows you, who are close to you, they knows your birthday, and they send you birthday greetings, wishes, and sometimes you get together and celebrate with a dinner and just enjoy your special day with friends and family. And it's normally special. Normally it's not something you have to call people, hey, it's my birthday, it's my birthday. They'll know it's your birthday. It's just something in each and every one of us. I know when it's my family's birthday. It's something in us that time of year, even if you forget, sometimes you can forget. You go, oh, I forgot. Or you look and go, oh, it's my brother's birthday. It's coming up in a few days. You're aware of it, but you may get so busy, you forget it. But most of the times, people know it's your birthday. It's just in us. And we know, and we reach out. And you celebrate. Or you just give that greeting for the day. But then, there are those who they'll know it's your birthday and they don't care it's your birthday. They'll deliberately try to sabotage your birthday. They'll ignore it. Now, guys, I'm giving you this example, but let's remove ourselves. This is not about a birthday. It has a greater meaning. We're using the birthday example, but it's not about a birthday. This message is not about a birthday party or not calling someone. It's a deeper message. There are people that just will not celebrate with you your accomplishments. They'll know certain things that may be important to you, but they are going to ignore it. They'll know that you graduated from university. They'll know that you just had a child or you just got engaged. They'll know about just certain things that's going on with you, but they don't want to celebrate that with you. They don't want to. They know, but they don't want to do that. They'll know if you're hurting. They know if you're upset, but they will not acknowledge it, and they're not going to say anything about it. Because sometimes people like to have that kind of power. They know that you will perhaps be waiting on them to say, congratulations. They're waiting on you. They know that you'll be expecting them to call and say, how's everything going? And I heard you just had your baby. They know that they should, and you will be expecting them to apologize or to do right for the wrong that they've done, but they don't. They won't. Sometimes, you should be the one they're doing the right thing. They're coming to you and they know that they should be making amends, and they're not going to do it. They're not, because they don't care, and they're just not going to do that. But they enjoy your dismay. They enjoy your disappointment. They enjoy that crestfallen expression on your face where they just walk right in and walk right by you and don't acknowledge the situation. You may have that engagement ring on your finger and they'll stand there and just talk to you like nothing happened. Or you may say, I got engaged, and then they'll act like you never said it, or treat it like you just said you just bought some new towels. It's not a big deal. It's like, oh, okay, that's nice. That's the reply. There are people that live this way because it's important for them to keep you humbled, I guess, and being in a place of being hurt and uncertain. They have to make you feel like what you're doing or this situation is not a big deal. It doesn't mean anything, but it means a great deal to them because they're going out of their way to get into character and to behave this way towards you because it does bother them. Your success bothers them. It does bother them. You'll get revelation from God and you want to share and they're not going to say anything. You post something. You may have somebody that's very close to you and they're on Facebook with you. And anytime you post anything, anytime you put anything on there, they never respond. They don't like, they don't share, they do not. Sometimes if you're doing a Facebook Live, you may see them pop up for a second and they may be there for a bit and they never say a word. Everybody else will say, hey, hello, how are you? Or tuning in or whatever they want. Sometimes, guys, they want you to see them pop on, but they just don't say anything. Or they never say anything. How is it possible that someone that knows you, that may have even grown up with you, that may have even raised you, suddenly, any time you do anything, any accomplishment, they're never there to cheer you on? How is it that total strangers can be there for you and not your folks? Or not the person that you thought would be there for you? Guys, they see these things. Believe me, they see it, but there's something that they have that's their power. That's their power card or power move. Correction. They are like, I'm not going to say anything. And then what's supposed to happen? You come scuttling around. And, oh, did you see my video? Or, oh, did you hear that I graduated? I graduated, so they can further be indifferent. Sometimes people make excuses. You would have celebrated them. You would have been completely open to the things that to them and what they were going through and understanding and listen to them patiently. But when it is your turn, it's not going to happen. And so we go back to, they know it's your birthday. They just don't want to say nothing about it. They know of these triumphs. They know of these important moments in your life. They know that God is revealing the deep things to you. They know that God speaks to you. They can tell from the things that you're speaking about or the things that you speak about in the Bible study group that you are hearing from the Lord. It is new, it is fresh, but they'll ignore you, downplay what's going on. And this is even happening in ministries. Downplay everything. Downplay your revelation from God, the things that you're trying to speak about. They'll act like it's nothing or be turned off by it because they can't celebrate you or be excited for you when God reveals things to you. It's a power move. I remember years ago going to, they have something called Meetup. And it's where people who have a common interest can actually meet up. People will create these groups. So it could be art, it could be music, it could be playwrights, it could be, for Bible studies. And so they had one that was for Bible study, and there's a person who's over it. And basically they put out the invites of where they're going to meet. And so I went. So I went to a few of them, and we'll meet up together at this studio, and we'll all sit together. That was a small gathering, of course, because there's not a lot of people that want to go to any type of Bible study, right? So I would meet up, and it took me a second to really notice it. It's hard when you're sitting in Bible studies and everyone is sharing. You share and everything, and you talk and you have feedback, and that's how it was. It was interactive. But I noticed that the person who was over this particular Bible study, that it was like when I would ask questions and I'd be talking to this person and have inquiries, I saw this thing in their eye. Like, they gave me an answer, but I was encountering them now. I definitely don't do that. I'm not into troubleshooting and countering people, but the more the person realized that I knew some things and I was sharing that because we had the floor to share, I can look in their eye and I saw this thing there. Like, you're not supposed to know that much. The expression got tight. The person's expression got very a smirk, like anger in the eyes, because how do you know this? And now I didn't know what that was, but then it was just so profound. Eventually I prayed to the Lord and I asked him about it. I said, Lord, what was that? And guys, sometimes there are people that they want to teach and they want to preach, but you're not supposed to know anything. You're not supposed to know stuff. When they realize you know things, when they realize that you too get revelation, where you can also break down the scripture or you can make some really good points, they'll be upset about that. Because you're not supposed to know. So they'll ignore you. As a matter of fact, they'll see you have your hand up and they won't pick you no more. I mean, that's not what happened to me. But there are people that they will not celebrate with you. They're going to get quiet on you. They're going to hurt you and ignore you. They're going to ignore that pink elephant in the room. They'll ignore the offense. They'll ignore what they'll ignore what they know is very important to you. They'll know that their input or feedback, or there's certain things that they should do by the virtue of their position, that they hold a position of importance in your life, but they will deliberately deny that of you to keep having power over you. And you have to reach a point in your life where it does not matter anymore. And that's going to happen when you turn yourself to God. You pour out your emotion. You give him your heart. The word of God says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issue of life. A broken heart can cause the spirit to stoop, to just be low, can make the heart sick. And that's why it's important that you give that to God, that you express your pain, your disappointment, the desire you have for this person's love or affection or approval. You have to pray and say, God, I'm giving everything to you. I want to give you my heart. I want to give you my hurt, my emotion. I want to give you my insecurities. I want to give you all my desires. I want to give it to you, Lord. And I pray you protect me. You will guard my heart and you will help me, Father. If you learn to put everything into God through the power of the Holy Spirit, he's going to form a hedge around you. He's going to give you a peace that even if they don't say anything, these individuals never say anything, they don't support and show up, they don't do certain things for you, for some reason they won't support you, but they'll support everybody else around you. They will share somebody else's content that's not you. As long as it's not you, they're going to share it. And sometimes, guys, that's a snub against you. But you have to get to a place where the Lord has you so wrapped in his arm that you feel his peace, and it's not going to matter. It's not that you don't care, you're at peace, and there's a difference. He will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him because he trusts in him. And that's what's important. The Lord will keep you in peace. Stop being offended all the time, guys. Stop taking things to heart all the time, and it can be hard. But there is a God, a Savior, who will embrace you, who you can pour out everything to him, and he is going to wrap you in his arm, and you're going to feel a peace that you've never felt before, so that whenever they try to pull the stunts that they try to pull and do the things and make those power moves that's always worked on you, they're going to realize that it's not working anymore. Suddenly what happens with these individuals, sometimes they'll just get it, and they just ignore you regardless, and that's not going to matter, right? But at the same time, what begins to happen, another aspect is, once they see that you're becoming independent and you're moving forward, now they start to reach out to you. Oh, what? You're not following me? Wait, you're not. Normally they know your patterns, that after a while you call, they'll do things offensive to you, and they know, oh, after they'll call me. She'll reach out. He'll reach out. They'll reach out. They'll show up. They still come because they're used to being rewarded for their bad behavior. They're not being held accountable. So when now God gives you the peace, and you're no longer calling, and you're no longer pining, and you're no longer asking, and you're no longer having these conversations with them, and you're no longer following the patterns that they have created for you, then they start to call you. Oh, what's going on? I haven't heard from you for a while. But no, it's not, they're not being true and real. They want to get you back in line, and you have to know the difference. And this is going to take discernment. But I want to just encourage you to stay the course. I want to encourage you to continue to pray. I'm not telling you that you're not going to hurt and you're not going to shed tears. But if you're hurting and shedding tears, why not do it as you heal in the presence of the Lord? And you're going to see that in his presence, there is indeed fullness of joy. And at his right hand, there are pleasures forevermore. Don't waste your time trying to be accepted by people. Don't waste your time trying to get people to acknowledge you and celebrate you. Don't waste your time trying to get people to recognize your gifts. Don't spend your time grabbing your journal and grabbing all your degrees to show people that you are qualified. That's not going to matter to a person whose heart is not with you. The harvest is plenty. The harvest is plenty, is plentiful. Lots of people are out there who are lost, but the laborers are few. One of the reasons why the laborers are few is because sometimes the laborers are so busy. The people who God have called to do a work, they're busy showcasing their gifts and talents to people and trying to get people to accept them and trying to be accepted in ministries where they're not wanted, and trying to get someone to love them that does not love them and will never love them back the way that they love. They waste a lot of their time, waste and squander their oil on people who are sent there to keep them distracted and busy and make you hardened and turn your heart to a place to the point where you are of no good to the harvest, to those who truly were hungering and thirsting for righteousness, who needed your input, who needed your voice, who needed your ear, who was ready to hear the gospel. But now you've become hardened and bitter because you wasted a lot of time with these individuals that, you know what, yeah, they know it's your birthday, they know this is important to you, but they just not going to say nothing. They're going to act like it's not there, and they're going to sit there and go, oh, it was, today was your birthday, oh, today you graduated, oh, today was a day that you were doing your grand opening. Oh, that's their power, that's their, what's the word I'm trying to say, guys? That's them just playing these games, guys. Playing up on you, keeping you subservient. So what happens? You waste your time over here in the graveyard, in the cemetery, in the dry places where there's someone waiting for you. God desires to protect his children, those truly that you continue to be repeatedly wounded by other people and disappointed. You have to learn and realize that their word is not the final say so. I know that this can be hard in certain cultures and in certain environments where you're taught that everything matters. If everybody, everything and what everybody else says matters. The approval and permission of perhaps your elders or your parents, this is it. But what happens when they're leading you away from God, or they continue to emotionally abuse you? This is where, guys, it's not about you being disrespectful to them, but you're choosing Christ. You're choosing God. Because at the end of it all, you are a soul. You're a soul. And when you leave this world, you're going to drop your position. Your flesh is going to fall away. The flesh that is not only is a flesh, but it identified as daughter. It identified as son. It identified as mother. It identified as wife. That's what it was. But when you come out, your soul is not a daughter and a husband or a wife. It's a soul. You are a soul. And you're going to stand before God as a soul. So what would you have spent your time on this earth doing? Who wasted your time? Who did you allow to waste your time? You see? So guys, it's okay if they don't acknowledge you. It's okay if they don't celebrate you. Take that hurt and take your wounds to God and pray. And realize it's a process. A lot of times people think they're just going to go pray and everything will just switch right away. There are some cases where it does. There are cases that does happen. But if not, continue to be faithful. Continue to be consistent in praying to the Lord. Get into the presence of the Lord and watch how he's going to heal you and make you whole. And now what he's going to do, he is going to redirect you and set you in places and and on platforms, if that's his case, where you will be able to minister, you'll be able to really meet other people and be able to plant seeds in the life of others, where your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your love, your kindness will be received by others, and it will also be reciprocated. It will be reciprocated, and they're not going to be just about taken from you. Such people exist, but they are few and far between. You will find more selfish people than you're going to find people who have a heart of gold, who the Lord's hand is on them. And the Lord is going to lead you to these individuals. And the Lord is going to have you in a safe place with him. He's going to have his holy angels all around you as you continue to pour into others, into those who need it, rather than trying to chase behind others or being kept under the thumb of others who only want to hurt you and control you through willful negligence. All right, guys. Peace.